Hello everyone, my name is Christina Kendrick and I am here today to tell you about the Saber-Tooth curriculum and why you should consider reading it. After reading this book myself, I feel like it's just a must-read for educators. Why, you may ask? Well, being one myself, I know how difficult of a job it is that we have. We're tasked with creating a well-balanced curriculum that's going to meet the needs of a diverse student population. But how do we as educators determine what is important to teach our students? Are we told what to teach? In a way, state standards are set forth to tell us what our students need to know overall, but never truly the specifics of what we need to do or teach them so that they master these standards. Why do we bother creating a curriculum in the first place? Well, because it helps us stay the course when we are guiding our students through new concepts. This book looks at a history and creation of a curriculum during Paleolithic times in a pretty comical way that just keeps your attention. This book does demonstrate some of the ideas that we have looked at in Wiggins' Understanding by Design text. In Chapter 1 of UVD, we read about backwards design and its 3 basic steps. Step 1 being identifying the results that we want. What should our students know, understand, and be able to do? Step 2, determining acceptable evidence. How will we know that our students have achieved the desired results? And finally, planning learning experiences and instruction to get those desired results. There's a really great quote found in the Saber-Tooth curriculum text where it just encompasses what an educator should be. And I'm going to read it off to you right now. It's found on page 59, and it reads, "The teacher is a very necessary guide. He will lead the child in a direction of wise choices of right activities and show him how to engage more intelligently and effectively in those activities in which he would have engaged anyway." To me, this says it all. As an educator, we should be striving to guide our students through learning experiences instead of just telling them what they need to know and giving them just a test on it. The Saber-Tooth curriculum demonstrates how effective the process of backwards design and being a guide as an educator can be in a completely different perspective. It shows us how adjusting to changes can be beneficial, how we should be questioning what our curriculum should include and why, the necessity of research and education, and rating systems along with values of learning. In the story laid out in the book, we see how survival needs led to the identification of their version of learning outcomes. The Paleolithic people noticed how children were playing without purpose, but they were doing tasks that were very similar to the tasks the adults were already doing. This made them think, oh, well, they must be ready to learn. They felt the earlier they started teaching their children, the more successful the children would be in the future. What else about this book? This book demonstrates the use of functional assessment or performance tasks. The way evidence of learning was being gathered was through the performance the students were showing. To begin, there were 3 subjects that were deemed important to learn as a Paleolithic person: woolly horse clubbing, fish grabbing with their bare hands, and scaring the saber-toothed tigers with fire. These 3 subjects were crucial to their survival. Once they were taught, the way they were assessed was through performance tasks. I mean, how else would they make sure these children knew how to do what they were taught to do other than by having them perform the tasks itself? One of the great things about this book is the way that it's written. It's written in a way that it just works for many different types of learners. It's comical, and it does use informal conversation throughout the text. However, I do have to mention some of the weaknesses in the text. It's only fair that I make known to you, the potential reader, of some of the things that I found. I will admit it can be hard to follow at times with all the informal conversation happening, and some may not understand it the first read through. That was me personally. I had to read the book a second time around to really grasp the meaning of it. And that's okay. Because it's written addressing Paleolithic times and how they create curriculum, some may find it difficult to relate to it. It does require some thinking outside of the box to correlate things mentioned to our own teaching practice, but trust me, it's worth it. When I fully grasped the concept behind the book and I was able to see the connections to my teaching practice and our UBD text, it all just clicked. I would highly recommend this book to any educator who wants a fun and fresh new take on curriculum development and its importance.